Akadosh Boker or Bekiim Bahalacha 3, day 7, Siman 5, Siman Hey, this is Halacha Yud Bet. The names appearing in different psukim. Some poskim rule that it is necessary to think of all these meaning only when reciting the name of Hashem as a beracha. Meaning, if I'm going to say a beracha, you have to think that Adon HaKol, Hayav V'yeh. If it's only Ado, right, without the Yud Kevavke, then it's only Adon HaKol. If it's Eloken or Elokim, so then you're going to think, Takiv Lecho, fine. But that's only if it's a beracha. When reciting a pasuk that contains the Hashem's name, however, it's not necessary to come and think of these meanings. You have to be aware that you're mentioning the name of Hashem, but it's not like you have to start thinking of these things. But others rule that one must concentrate on all these meanings whenever you pronounce the name of Hashem. But in particular, while we're studying the first beracha of the Amidah and in the first pasuk of Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, 292, right in the footnote. The Oziel Tzion added that it appears that Maran ruled that it is necessary to think of both meanings only when reciting berachot, but not when pronouncing the name of Hashem in other pasukim. The response to Achendat Avraham, however, ruled that it's proper to make sure that the both meanings are throughout the entire prayers. This is likewise the ruling of Yalkut Yosef, bringing proof from the Levush, who wrote that in all one's blessings and prayers, one must concentrate on meaning the words. Otherwise, he's no better than a parrot. Again, technically, he's got Maran what to rely on, because Maran was mashma kishomen et berachot, kacha zachur li shomer. And meaning when you're going to say the berachot, right, it's mashma Maran, not just stam. Meaning I'm going to do Yichavod Hashem leolam. I have to think Adon HaKol. Technically speaking, inside the Shulchan Aruch, mashma you don't need to. For sure, if you do like what we said about the Afik Yam, which is basically that in the beginning of the Shachrit, you say Kol Pam Shani Maskir et Hashem, I'm going to think about this and that. For sure, that should work, right? Right? לא, אין את זה בכל סידור. יש בעבודת השם, באיש מצליח, בעוד כמה, אבל לא בכל סידור. So therefore he comes and he says, right, that for sure, right, is going to be good. Chaim Berlin frequently complained of the common practice of people who recite the psukim of Ashrei in a mumble. No. All of a sudden they come and they put out their hands that mamash, they're going to give a knock at the guy that's right beside them. You know how many times I've seen that? They go like this, like, hey, you have to protect yourself, you understand? What's going on? So he says, when they suddenly wake up, and then they say with all the deep concentration and the full concentration, he says they do this based upon the Shulchan Aruch that says if someone fails to have meaning, he must repeat it. But it would be much more important in play for people to take care that every single time they're mentioning the name of Hechal, right? And he says it appears 10 times. It appears 10 times. Yeah. He says, Hashem Elokav, Gadol Hashem Ulam Me'od, Chanun Rachum Hashem, Tov Hashem Lakol, Yuducha Hashem Kol Mazecha, Sumech Hashem Echol Levim, Tzadik Hashem Echol Derechav, Tilat Hashem Deber Piv Karov Hashem Echol Karav, V'Shomin Hashem Echol Chostav. Right? So he says, the pasuk of Poteach et Yadecha does not include the name of Hashem. So he says, they're coming and they're fulfilling a Shulchan Aruch Keilu, so you have to have kavanah and Poteach et Yadecha. Right? Now the truth is though, the real kavanah is that they just want the mullah. Right? Just bring it on. Right? Just bring down the money. Right? What about the rest? Just bring the money. Right? But the problem is, what about the name of Hashem all throughout the entire time? So he says the response of Betzela Chochmah pointed out that even according to the lenient opinion that it's not necessary to think about it all the times, right, as prescribed by the Shulchan Aruch, it is still necessary to realize that his name is pronouncing it. And therefore, in fact, one was required to think the meaning of every single word that he prays. Certainly Hashem's name. Meaning, let's even pretend that you don't need to actually think, every year. You have to think, I'm saying the name of Hashem. And that's already something. Okay? What about Hashem's names in the Shema? So the Oziel Tzion rule that one must definitely think of the meaning of Hashem's names that appear during the first pasuk of Shema, since halacha is that if someone says it without thinking of the meaning, he is off of the mitzvah. That means the first pasuk of Kriyat Shema, for sure. Technically, Maran also paskins Baruch Shem Kol V'Vet. But it seems that Oziel Tzion included that the special meaning of Hashem's names as part of the basic interpretation of the pasuk. Meaning, according to the Oziel Tzion, thinking these things in Hashem's name, that is pshata pashut. Zelo, I don't know what, you understand? And we didn't even get to the Kabbalah, because the Kabbalah you have to have also in mind Yud Kevav Ken Adnut Beshiluv and this and which. No. We're not even there. You understand? We didn't even get there, right? This is pashut pshat, mamash, like a simple explanation. So he says this is because the verse we declare the basic Adil Kabbalah to Shemaim, we agree that we are the subjects of Hashem and obey His will. So he said in the Magalet Tzedek, as also that each of them should try best to think about the special meanings of the name of Hashem, at least in the first blessing of Amidah. Also the first beracha of Amidah. First beracha, think about it. Yalkut Yosef, however, cited his father Rishon saying that the halacha demanding one consider the meaning of the first pasuk in Shema applies to the simple meaning of the pasuk, which is people of Yisrael realize fully that the God is their master, the God is one. That's it. So the Rishon LeZion, the Halacha says, depending on one contrary meaning of the name of Hashem, only was when we're saying berachot and tefillot. Or the LeZion was saying no. Now I don't understand. It's a little bit of stiran in Yakut Yosef, because if Yakut Yosef says that you need it for tefillah, kal v'chomer you need it for kriyat shema. That's the doraita. So I don't understand exactly what he's trying to say, because before he ruled that Yakut Yosef says no, that even for the tefillah, meaning not like Maran. All of a sudden now, so the question. Now all of a sudden he's coming and saying, he's like, I don't know. But he says, does a person fulfill the mitzvah of reciting Shema if he feels the special meaning of Hashem's names in the first pasuk? The Igro Moshe says that although one is obligated to think of these meanings, he still fulfills the mitzvah as long as you have the simple meaning of the pasuk. He added that when reciting the words Hashem Elokeinu, God is our master, you must realize that you are accepting the yoke of Hashem. And when reciting Echad, you actually must think that Hashem is one above, below and in all four directions. These indications he asserted is a basic element of it. Meaning, even though it's not just that Hashem is one below, above, four directions. Meaning, and that's what we were supposed to do. That's why it says in the Shulchan Aruch, when you say Echad, right, you're supposed to express out the Dalid in order to actually have that in mind. So obviously, that is a simple explanation, even according to the Igro Moshe. Rabbi Yashiv likewise ruled that as long as one realizes that the terms Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is refers to Hashem, you already fulfill the mitzvah. Fine. The last part, the power of Hashem's name. The response to Chemdat Avram suggested that if someone takes care of concentration on the meaning of Hashem's name and pronouncing them, this is surefire strategy to remain safe from all evil occurrences. Every single time you mention Hashem, you think about all the kavanot that you're supposed to. Adon Kol, right? For sure, no evil occurrences. He said it to Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld. He explained the pasuk, Rabot Ra'ot Tzadiku Mikulam Yatzilenu Hashem, means bad things come the way to the tzaddik, but Hashem saves from each one. Right? Umikulam Yatzilenu Hashem. Hashem will save him from each one. He says, no, that's not the pshat. He says it means that the tzaddik gets the protection. Umikulam Yatzilenu is going to be saved because of the name of Hashem. When he says the name of Hashem, yeah. Odd palm. Rabot Ra'ot Tzaddik. Right, there's a lot of bad things that are going to come to a tzaddik. Umikulam yatzilenu Hashem. Hashem saves him from all of them. Yeah. Okay? זה פשט הפשוט, נכון? חזק ולא. Now it's not that way. Rabot Ra'ot Tzaddik. There's bad things always coming to the tzaddik. Umikulam yatzilenu. Hashem will save them from all of them because of the name of Hashem. Umikulam yatzilenu Hashem. Meaning, when you have kavanot in the name of Hashem, that's what's going to save you from all the bad things. Two completely different explanations.
It's Hashem that's going to save you.
Yeah. So the Chemdat Avraham added that this might be the meaning of the pasuk. What does it mean? You're going to remove all illnesses from amidst you, because you served Hashem your God. What does it mean you served Hashem your God? You actually paid attention to His name. And therefore, by paying attention to His name, that's when you're going to come and you're going to get all these blessings.